don't care. I don't care. No sympathy, 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 sympathy. Don't care. I don't care. I just don't care. I'm sorry.
Well, hello.
Hello there.
Hey guys.
Are you a cool cat today, Chugs?
I'm feeling pretty cool today.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, feel pretty cool.
You know, just no big deal.
Got my little
A couple extras around the chair.
Yeah, we got a few extras. Actually, I want to make sure that a certain person is in the chat right now. Hit me if you're in the chat, Dumbo. I want to make sure Dumbo's in here because a little cat just flew into my mailbox. Little Dumbo cat jersey for the one guy, the only honorable cool cat guy is Dumbo.
Yeah, the honorary.
You can explain the Dumbo situation.
The Dumbo situation, for anybody that doesn't know, that's not in the the Nine Lives Lounge. Well, the Cool Cats Discord. Can't call it the Nine Lives Lounge. We might get in trouble.
Yeah, NLL.
Actually, the NLL. You got to have 30 out of 30. Or you have to have LaMelo. That's the token. That's what we're saying. But initially, when it was conceived, you needed 29 out of 29 before you finished. So, Top Shot employees not allowed to collect moments, right? Roham, if he wants in, he can get in. We got to talk about it. But Dumbo reached out. He was like, "Hey, want to hear about what's going on with the community?" I said, "Hell yeah, let's get you in there." So he's in most of the channels. He responds every once in a while. Great conversations. Sometimes I think he's a glutton for punishment. I think there's something about
customer service rep. There's some customer service rep blood in there.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's like, I think Usman had it a little bit too. Like you're just willing to wear it on the chin just for the good of the team. And I think he revels in it a little bit, but he's in there and he's part of the NLL, like whether or not he can collect the moments or not. So
you're telling me there's exceptions?
He's only exception.
He's
right?
the only one. He's literally the only one, and he's been there.
He literally
since
can't
the beginning.
The moments.
Yeah,
you can. You choose not to.
Yeah. Yours is a choice.
It is a financial decision.
Yeah. A financial
decision.
Internet or boot boot.
It's about you.
So do we get to make bootleg?
Come on.
We get bootleg jerseys now that we have the other Cool Cats.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna make ours and have them hanging behind you and made us like jealous.
Some fake
ones. That happen yet?
I mean, you never know.
If there's someone out there making counterfeit Cool Cats jerseys, like
somebody needs to just find something else to do. Yeah.
Get something else to do. Is that a Chance the Rapper hat?
It is.
It is.
Greg, I love that hat.
Enjoy it.
You're looking fly today.
Thanks, man. Gotta try every once in a while. I knew you guys were gonna come in with the cat, so I had to come in with the hat.
I didn't know Plunge was getting. His threads today. They're shipping as fast as shit at this point. They're cranking them out and they're getting them. They're hitting people's doorsteps just consistently now.
Super interesting though. So initially we had, for all the people that were in there, we had done a very limited run. We sold 351. Yeah, 351. But a ton of people, like once they started coming in on Twitter, like got their jerseys and were posting them and everything, and everybody was retweeting and everything. And we have gotten, I don't know, 30, 40 more people into the Discord, like that are confirmed, have like completed it. Like it got pumped up enough that they're like, got to get a jersey.
And not only get a jersey, but like get like 2 or 4 of them. Yeah. Like,
wow. Did you was there a point where you guys, the link to buy them was like hidden in the Discord? Mm-hmm. Was there like an attempt to keep it private and then it leaked, or what happened?
No, it didn't. It never leaked.
It's never leaked.
I'm saying that people got them, and then there were a bunch of people that were like, wait,
posting on socials.
I have all 30 of these. Like, why am I not in the Discord?
Yeah.
I've gotten so many DMs this week. Like, hey man, can I get a link to the Discord? I'm like, bro, where you been?
But within the Discord though, Taylor, it's funny you kind of mentioned did like we hide it. I was trying to find ways to like make it really tough to kind of find or whatever. Like you had to actually like sort of root around or whatever. There's a fun feature on Discord where you can make text like hidden, and you have to like click over it to make it visible. And it's discreetly in a post somewhere in there. And I've got like a little icky, if you know, and there it is. And people just need to know where it is. That's it. So, but it's
Top Shot's
good times. It's good times. Top Shot's not dead.
It might be sleeping.
It's in hibernation for sure.
You know how like when you travel to Mars in the movies, like everybody has to go into like an induced sleep.
Is that where we are right now?
Cryogenic sleep.
Yeah, I mean we're cool. We're like, maybe it's not the most fun right now in the whole timing of everything, but like hopefully we're going to Mars. That's my hope. Taylor, you pulled out a DM today
I gotta find it. Hold on.
Oh my god, it was so funny. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Can I share my screen if I find it?
Yeah, you could absolutely share your screen.
Let me take it up.
I had a not a sex swing in the Plungeon. That's my kids. It's only 75-pound test rating. So no.
Dumbo's on, so I'm just gonna do this.
Dumbo's here?
He's in. So here you go, Dumbo.
Wait, hold on. Send him the
I sent him the link. You want me to send him the StreamYard?
Yeah, send him the StreamYard link.
All right. All right.
If he wants
as you were, soldier, and I will
I'll
see if we can get Dumbo in for a couple minutes. To prove that he's not a bot at minimum, right? Everybody.
We want Dumbo. The people want Dumbo.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get him in here. Yeah.
Anyway, so big news. So part of the Nine Lives Lounge, the NLL, we have a little challenge team situation, and we got. So I cracked the booker on that stream back a few weeks ago, the Hollow Icon stream, and 8 other people went in with me on the Embiid challenge. So I completed the Embiid challenge today.
What'd you get?
What do you think I got?
Shit, 0.
69.
It was only 33 minted.
You got 32.
11?
31.
No, I got number 25, which is not
so
great.
random. It's just a random number in the.
Not great. So what was nice about that? So the last challenge, Hollow Icon 8, was for Luca, right? So there was no way there was going to be a jersey number, right? Because you have to get to 77 completions. And there was just no way that was going to happen. I think it got to like 59 or 60. Like 59 people completed the Luca. It was really, really expensive. But there was only, the number one. And this one, there for a long time, for like the first however many days until like 48 hours left, there was only like 10 people that had finished it. And I was sitting there, I was like, is it possible that this doesn't hit 21, that he doesn't have a jersey number available? And the thing that I was sort of measuring against was Ben Simmons is the lowest minted moment in Series 2. His challenge reward for the Hollow Icon is 25. So I was like, oh, he's got to have more than that, right? So I was sort of watching, and you saw people kind of step up through and finish sort of towards the end. There were 3 people that came out of the woodwork that I didn't expect. But I think I had it pegged at 30 because there were a bunch of people like kind of sitting on 5-ish. That Own the Moment tool for the challenge reward tracker is awesome. And Greg, it makes me so sad that like we had to do that manually. It was brutal.
I know.
Do you remember that?
They had that somewhere the whole time.
They had it the whole time. I like one of the most popular tweets that I had in February was right before the Trae Young Hollow Icon challenge. You remember that back in the day?
It was over $100,000.
It was $100,000. And I was over like, you're a bunch of idiots. I think I went on a big old rant about it. And I had this silly little bar chart about it. But challenge reward completion brings up an interesting topic, which is challenge reward luck. I think I have, if not the worst, one of the worst challenge reward pack lucks of anyone that I know. I've only ever gotten like one 3-digit serial. It was a Luca for the Cool Cast. It was like 470 out of 3,200 or something like that. So Greg, you built a tool. Would you like to show it? Can we talk about it? Can we compare each other?
Yeah.
Check our reward.
Check our challenges. Because if you haven't seen it already and anybody's in the chat, it's fucking sick. I love it. It's really cool.
Nice tool.
And one of the things that I love about Greg, and one of the things that I think is so awesome about Greg is,
you can dunk.
You can dunk.
Anyway, go on.
That's one thing. The second, or perhaps the second most thing that I love about Greg is that I have ideas, but like I don't know how to do it, and Greg knows how to do it. I think it came out of a conversation that we were having in Discord about like someone was like bitching and moaning and belly aching about they had the worst pack luck of all time. And I was like, no, like I went into the guy's live token and I was like, you're wrong. Put it in a graph. Like you've had a couple like pretty good ones. Yeah, it's like not great, but come on, like you're saying you're acting like the sky is falling and that you've been getting these all the time. So I was like, Greg, how do we figure this out? And he figured it out. It's awesome.
Did Greg deliver?
Yeah, you need to pull it up because like I quote tweeted just a picture of it.
Dream Shaker, I have worse challenge luck by percentage than Asai.
Oh wow,
I do.
Really?
Like my percentage is lower than him. I'm like 64%, and he was like 62.
Oh, well, hold on. I'm 52 or something. Oh, look, there he is.
Hey,
it's Dumbo. What is up, man?
Hey,
how you doing?
Hang on. I've got you in like all the channels now. 1 second, because I was watching and I joined this stream and like he twice. But yeah, I'm good, guys. This is a stellar crew right now. I heard you just chatting about Greg's awesome little data breakdown. I don't know if we call it a tool. I know what you're calling it, but that is really cool. The challenge look thing. I really appreciated that, by the way, just because like to be able to say, look, you can check yourself. I have like, there's no favorites happening here, you know?
Yeah, that was one thing. It was like to prove a point. And Greg, talk us through like how you went about doing this.
Yeah, so big shout out to Live Token or Bonfire over at Live Token for helping me out with this data. Basically, I mean, I wanted to look at it based on, you kind of have to break it into groups because you can't compare the percentage for people who've only completed one challenge to people who've completed 30. You got to kind of keep them in their cohorts. So this view kind of just breaks that down, and in the further or the more challenges you complete, you can basically see that you're just going to kind of trend toward that 50%, that 50th percentile. So people who are saying they have terrible challenge luck, I mean, it's only a matter of time. The more challenges you complete, if you always get high serials, you're going to be due, in a sense, for a lower serial at some point, or it's all going to balance out in the end. So, yeah, when people complain about it, it's only a matter of time. You keep doing them, you'll find, or eventually you'll get something in the lower end. I think it's kind of, people kind of skew their view based on the fact that they don't ever get anything in like the
top
like
10.
1 through 10 of serials, and that just doesn't happen. Like that's not happening for you. I'm sorry. Like if you do, you're incredibly lucky.
If you think about it, how many challenge rewards have there been? There was 30 something MGLs in series 1. There was a handful. I think there's, let's say there's 50 and you got 50 more. So you get 100 there. That means there's 100 times 10 1-digit serials, and make it 11 for, or including the jersey number, right? So you're looking at 1,000 total moments that kind of hit that threshold of being like super, super lucky. Obviously your luck skews a little bit to hit one of those if you complete a holo or like a legendary pack, because just there's so many fewer of them that hit that. But yeah, this tool is awesome. The best part about it, and I didn't realize it at the first, is like you can hover over people or bullets, and you can be like, who is this person?
Oh, wow.
Find the luckiest guy in there.
The luckiest guy is actually the one to the left. It's in like the guy that completed. Yeah. It's that guy by far. Jamillionaire has by far the best pack. He's like top 21 or 21st percentile across the board, which is incredible. Dumbo, where did you fall? Or no, were you able to complete any challenges before you joined the community team?
Yeah, feel free to look. My top username is just Dumbo.
Just Dumbo?
Yeah.
Let's see where he falls.
I've checked. It wasn't insanely lucky. I'd only done about 8, if I remember right, or 9.
Let's see where he falls. Where you at?
You got a good one.
35.
35. Rigged.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Like, you can't pull me out. Like, it's not crazy. Imagine if I was the luckiest. Oh, I'd have to leave. It's decent.
Greg, what's the link on this? Is it just on your Twitter?
Here, I'll drop it.
Yeah, drop it to me, and I think it's.
Yeah, it is pinned on my Twitter, but I will drop it here for you.
I do want to say one of the things that I quote tweeted out was seeing just visually, like if you kind of follow stats or whatever, you see this visual of this distribution. Like this is exactly what you would want to see for a truly like randomized kind of distribution of stuff. Like Greg said at the top, the more challenges you do, the more you should be trending to 50. So it should all be kind of coalescing to 50 the further out. So it's encouraging to see that. Like if that distribution would have been skewed particularly low or high, then the freaking Twitter mob tin hats could really kind of like maybe shake their fists at something. But the fact that it's showing exactly what it should be showing.
Someone tweeted at me and they were like, I got really bad cereals the first 3, and this next one I got a really good one. Is Top Shot like manipulating it to give me a good one? And I was like, no,
That's
I
just how
just-
probability works.
I can confirm that's not the case. There's like no manipulation at play.
I was like, also you have to think like, why would Top Shot do that? Like, why would they be motivated to do that?
Also, if we were going to do
how much
that, I feel
effort
like
would that be?
yeah, we'd talk about it. We'd be like, yeah, we're making it more fair. We wouldn't hide that if we were going to do that, you know? Like, that's not a bad thing, I feel, you know? Like, with packs, people have said it'd be awesome if I miss 10 queues in a row to have more luck for future packs. And I agree. So if we ever did that, we would be screaming about it. We wouldn't keep it quiet, you know? Like, there's no interest for us in that regard.
Oh, man. Dumbo,
Yeah, I think-
your accent is so endearing. I have to say, I know that I hear you on like every once in a while here and there, but I always forget when I'm just typing at you.
Yeah, the
We should
accent
talk
doesn't
more
come
voice.
across.
You got to read the text. You got to read the text in the
I got
accent.
to type more British. That's what it is.
Yeah, what part of England are you from?
From a city called Leicester. Well, Leicestershire. Like, I'm from a little town near Leicester.
Are you
It's like-
really from Leicester?
Yeah.
I
About
got
hour and a half north of London. If that.
small world. The only British friend that I have in Memphis, Tennessee, is from there.
No
Swear
way.
to
That's
God.
wild. Oh,
Yeah.
that's insane.
Last name Glennon. If you knew any Glennons in
I
Leicester,
don't think so. We probably have mutual
Yeah.
friends if he's like
Yeah, I
late
bet.
20s or even
Yeah.
if not.
basically, yeah, it's crazy. Small world.
So
Yeah.
did Chugs, you have the jersey for Dumbo Cat?
I have Dumbos, right?
That's
Right here.
so
I got him a black one.
It's so sick. I'm absolutely buzzing, I'll be honest.
The I don't know if you can see well, but the little claw marks pop pretty nicely on the black one. Like you can see.
Wow.
I don't know if it stands out or not.
That's sick.
Little design tweak. from
Yeah,
yours
no,
truly.
I think they're awesome. I think what you guys have done, like, just want to say, I love it. I think it's absolutely awesome. Obviously, we have plans to do stuff, but for us, we have to get the ticks and the balances. We have to, run it through all the different stakeholders. And I love the fact that you guys just went and did it, like a community-made thing. I think it's awesome, and I'm looking forward to see what you do next. I'm looking forward to see if we can work with you on something. And I'm looking forward to see if we can compete in a way as well, like friendly competition. Let's see who does it better. Huh?
We're pirate radio, kinda. We're not
Yes,
totally pirate radio.
You need pirate radio because it keeps real radio better. It keeps real radio improving. So I see you guys as just like super positive, beneficial force right now, like really behind it.
From the folks over there, I mean, obviously they're aware of kind of us, right? What do they see when they see like on social media, like people posting these jerseys and stuff? Are they like, man, they really did a good job on that? Or are they kind of like, we need to kind of do something like this, or without too much inside baseball, kind of like what's their kind of just quick view on this kind of stuff, like the make your own utility type vibe?
Yeah, I mean, two things. Like I said, they kind of echo me. Everyone loves it. Nobody hates the fact that you guys are doing it. Obviously, like we have multiple projects in the works, like 100%. I don't think that's a big secret. We've said like merch is inevitable. Any big company's going to do it. But again, we have to we're going to probably have like NBA logos on it, right? So we can't just put that together and put it out. We have to go to the NBA. We have to talk about that, see if it's possible. As an example, we might not do that, but I'm saying that's obviously going to be on the radar of options we look at. So like, it just takes longer because we're a business. So seeing community do it, I think it's a positive thing. I don't think we see it as like, oh, we have to step up and do it, but it makes us feel like the demand's here. Like it lights the fire that was already lit. Like it just puts fuel on the fire. So just to be clear, like super positive. Obviously the difference is we can't, the Top Shot Twitter isn't going to shout it out because it's not an official product. We just can't do that. But I don't want you guys to feel like there isn't love for it. Like I can happily go on record and say we love it. We love seeing the community things. It's the same as like when Greg does this tool, when Taylor puts an article out, when Live Token puts a new tool out. Like some of it we don't do and maybe we should do. But the fact that community doing it, we see as a positive, not a negative. And I think for us, what's important, especially like the community team, is making sure we help enable that. Making sure that when Greg puts something out like this, like we let him know, this is awesome. I'm going to retweet this. I'm going to shout this out. When Taylor's doing an article, just being like, hey, mate, like if you have questions, you want to get a quote, you can come to us. Like we're not going to, we're not trying to work against you guys. Even if you're coming out as critical, like the Moment Ranks guys, just to go away from all of you, so it's not like not being biased or anything like that. Moment Ranks did an article about Release 27, and they came to me saying, hey, we're going to do this article, we've got all these speculative theories. Do you want to touch on it, or do you not want to have anything to do with it? And I was like, yeah, of course we do. Like, why would we not want to? You're talking about this really niche subject that not many people are like caring about right now, but your fans care about. Like, it wouldn't make sense for us to put a blog post out. People are like, why are you talking about that and not the next rare pack drop, right? But it's awesome to see someone in the community taking charge and talking about it. And it's the same with this challenge reward look. I would love to put a tool out like this, like what Greg's done, but it doesn't make sense for us to focus on it because we know these stats. We know this is like a fair distribution. So someone else going away and doing it, it's awesome. So I think that kind of like, maybe without specifically talking about merchandise and such, kind of gives you the sort of indication about what I mean, you know?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
And to be clear, you know, I feel like you're all Cool Cats holders. I assume Plunge hasn't invited a non 30 out of 30. Oh no, so who's not holding 30?
No, Chugs is holding 30. I am holding 30. Taylor and Greg are doing what they're smart.
They're outie.
And you let them in this.
I never got in.
All right. Well, look, hopefully I don't generate too much FOMO, but you know how much personally I want to see the NLL like do really well. The Nine Lives Lounge, the 30 out of 30. We want to live by Roham's words. It's going to be the place, the Soho house of NBA Top Shot. It's going to be the place to be. But we're still early days. And I think whilst it might feel negative right now, the fact that we haven't rushed anything out should be a real positive. The fact we're not like, oh, let's just get it done. End of Series 2, we can forget about it. What we're saying is it might not even really step up until after Series 2. You know what I mean? Like, it might, like, access to pack drops, that's cool. A Discord channel is cool, but they're just like the stepping stones for where we go next, you know, without giving away any specifics.
That was a fantastic spin zone.
Greg and Taylor are like looking up right now. They're like, "How much is the whole set?
Like, how much?"
I can sell my cool. I can sell my cool.
I know.
Cat,
you're not saying
buy
anything.
the whole set now.
I was gonna say I could fund the Cool Cats by selling my 3 Cool Cats NFTs, but I really don't want to sell them.
You might not. Right. You might not have to sell all 3.
Maybe one,
Dumbo, I got a question that popped up in the chat, and you might be able to answer this like pretty succinctly. Do you have any kind of comments about the multiple queue test that kind of went down today? Is that something that you guys are kind of really high on, or is there not really much to say on it yet? Like, is it, you know, really early?
It's a mixed bag, right? Whenever we do a stress test, there's like one thing we might test that's super obvious, but then there's always going to be like multiple facets going on because you want to test as much as you can within reason. So there's always behind the scenes stuff that is like, we need more data analysis by the product and engineers. So like on that front, I can't comment, like, they're still working on it, right? We just finished it this afternoon, evening, depending on what time zone you're in. So they'll carry on looking at it over the next couple of days. But the core facet of the queue system, it was a success. I feel like people kind of tested that. We didn't see a ton of issues around it. There was here and there issues, and it's like, okay, was this user error or is there something going wrong with this specific account we need to account for? But in general, I would say it's a success. So you can kind of infer what that might mean about any upcoming rare pack drop. Probably going to use that system. Obviously, it still might tweak a little bit, but overall, we were happy with it.
I barely qualified. My 19,000 collector score just snuck me in the first round.
Pretty rough, mate. Good job you got the 30 out of 30. You'd have to worry about it. That's the benefit.
Yeah.
I have a very significant benefit right now in that I'm holding 8 hollows from 8 other members of the Night
that's right.
So I hope nobody's going to get hosed by that. I got to send it out. I got to send them out back in 7 days after they sent them to me. But I
think it's a cool concept.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I really like the idea of the tiered queued. Yeah. Personally, I whiffed on it because I was in a work meeting until the last one, and I was like, oh man, I qualified for all 3 of these. It would have been fun to go through multiple of them. But I think it's a really cool idea to like balance collector score while not having this like super strict gate. It's like, you must be here or else, sorry, you're not even going to have any interest in this pack drop. I think it's a really cool way to get a lot of people involved and do it in a seemingly fair way.
I might end up hating myself for saying this, but the fact that you just said, I missed the fact I got to queue is incredible. Could you imagine saying that a month ago, 6 months ago? Oh, I wish I was in the queue just to experience the queue. And I think that shows how much space there still is. Like, obviously, we use the third-party software for our queues, so it does limit us. It's not a lack of creativity or imagination from our team. It's more, what can we do within these confines of using the third-party system? This is just one of many potential things we try out. I agree. I thought it was awesome. Really looking forward to see how it works in the next few rare legendary drops, and potentially it's what we use throughout the off season, maybe even next series, or maybe next series, this is just the base of something way more exciting. It remains to be seen in that regard.
Yeah,
definitely.
I am still on team packs are the best thing about Top Shot. And that's awesome.
For
I
sure.
like the marketplace, like elements of it when it has, I'm after something or whatever. But I mean, in the same way that I'm not out there scouring eBay for cardboard autographs and like super rare Panini cards to buy, because that's not like really my bag. Like, I do like the idea of kind of ripping a pack and seeing what your luck is and all of that. It's just like I recognize and understand why Top Shot has focused so heavily on that, and especially for new users. So yeah, well, kudos to you though.
Thank you. I have nothing to do with it, but I'll take all credit. Could I get the feedback on what you guys think about the starter packs? Because we haven't really talked about it to the established community that much because it doesn't affect them. But I mean, are you guys fully aware of what starter packs are?
So I guess the understanding is that if you're new to the system and you've never bought a pack before, you're just guaranteed to be able to get a base pack, correct? Is that essentially the mechanism? Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think if like, I don't know, 100,000 people joined, it might have a queue system, but effectively you're like instantly in buying a pack sort of thing.
I think that I have no issue with something like that. I think that's total. Like, honestly, I joined in January and there were packs sitting in inventory, and I just bought a pack and opened it, and that was it. So, I'm all for the ability to just get in and get a starter, like a starter set. I know some people have said stuff like buy a pack and maybe Dapper gives you a little deposit bonus credit or something to kind of like get you going as well, like gas you up a little bit. And I don't really have like a strong opinion on stuff like that. But as a baseline, the ability to roll and get a pack, I've got no issue with that for newcomers for sure. Because they need that customer experience. Like, that's the product, really. Like, or at least within Top Shot, right? Like, the marketplace is cool, but the saying I've always said that I would hope that guys at Dapper would want to go by is come for the packs, stay for the marketplace. Like, you need the packs in order to. You come for the packs. Like, that's the start. So,
yeah. I mean, and I know it would be shooting myself in the foot because I'm an established collector, but like, you should probably lace the packs. You know how like drug, not that I would know this, but like first time users, like, you got to give them the good stuff. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's what they do at the slot machines at the casino.
I mean,
yeah,
just
a new player card.
Boost
I don't want to base our approach to packs on a casino and Vegas, Taylor.
Okay. I'm
an analogy.
I'm kind of on to that. Kind of has my wheels turning a little bit. You could say something like, it'd be to the degree you could make this explicit, like every starter pack, you're guaranteed to have one like all-star player in there, like serials or like you're guaranteed to have. But that, I mean, that's literally just like fan idea kind of stuff, but like that way you really might be able to sink your teeth in something. Because like, look, be honest, if somebody pulls a starter pack and it's 3 like random bench players, they might not be as geeked up and like ready to stick around or whatever. But I mean, you guys know the engagement numbers better than we do, so I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think on the surface it's still a good idea.
I like what's just been pulled up on the screen here. Sorry to interrupt, but having players from your favorite team in the starter pack would be nice.
Yeah, there's a good idea too. Yeah.
I like that a lot. I'm a pass that entirely. I think that's a really cool idea. So the first mint said multiple packs, very short and not much information, which is like not first mint style. Do they mean, so is this, I don't know how you guys interpret this. Do you mean for new users, multiple packs, or for you guys to be able to buy multiple packs in every queue?
We'll find out. I don't know if LG or Phil's on the sticks tonight, but we'll find.
Or quad. It could even be quad. I'm not sure.
Let me buy more than one pack. And buy. All right, there we go. I mean, we touched on that for this drop. What? Okay,
it's LG. It's LG.
Yeah, I could tell when he said it like that. I could tell. So I mean, you should get him in here. I don't know why you've not got Luke in here. He's always a lot of fun.
Luke, I'll send you the link.
Luke, you want to jump? He just did a show himself. He might be. Beat.
Yeah. I mean, I've got to drop in a few minutes, so we won't have 2 Lukes. I might have to rush out. If you see me rush out, it's because food's here and it's pouring it down. So I'll probably bounce very quickly when I do, as a heads up. But I like the idea of multiple packs. It's how we do it like fairly, because right now there's a lot of variance where if you're a low number in the queue, you just don't get a pack, right? The idea that not only do you not get pack, but everyone else can get 2 packs kind of sucks. But as we touched on in the playoff pack release blog, was it Tuesday? My days are messed up at the moment. But for tomorrow's pack drop, if we don't see all those packs sell out on that Friday, we're potentially going to then have, I mean, we said we would then have the opportunity for people to come and buy a second pack. We don't want to just say, all right, in the queue you can buy 2 packs, because then like it's just not doesn't feel fair. Like it's such a change. But the idea of opening it up that you can buy a second pack is something we are actively exploring. But we just want to be really careful. We want to tread lightly because people have gotten used to 1 pack, right? So like to just pull the rug and be like, oh, now you can buy as many packs you want would be too extreme. Although Luke might now just call me out, completely disagree. But nice to see you, Luke.
Yo, Luke, what's up?
Hey, there he is.
Gentlemen. Good to see you.
What's up, man? Good to see you.
Everybody. Man, those jerseys are freaking amazing. Fuck, those are so good.
You got you have one on the way, right? Are you squared
No,
up,
I got to do the new order. Man, it's been a hard month, and was in the forest, and then the Quad was going to give me one of his, and then anyways, yes.
It's open again. Yeah, you're.
I know. I gotta get one.
You're doing a second order of the jerseys.
Due to popular demand, we
I thought they were LE.
Through the weekend.
Reopened.
No.
So let's hold the phone for a sec. So you're making them CC.
So they're CC plus for the weekend.
They're CC plus. They were 12, but they're 15, and then might be 40 later.
We were saying it was LE, and then there were so many people who were like, "I'm a holder. Like, I missed this. I just got in. Like, is there any way I can get one?" And they're like, "I'll pay you extra or whatever." And I'm just like, you know what, like. The whole point of getting in is basically having ownership of that cool cat and be kind of like micro elitist to be like, no. The cool cats within here who got in early enough are the only ones who get it. So like, after a little bit of deliberation, I was like, you know what, just open it back up for these guys.
The uproar if the Top Shot would do that. If Top Shot went LE and they went CC plus. We're going
to do this just so you guys have to eat your words, right? I'm going to ask them for CC and LE moment. Now, obviously, we literally can't because of the blockchain.
We're pirate radio. We can do whatever we want.
Changing the rules, right? Real talk for a second. I don't want to say anything crazy, so I'm trying to be real thoughtful how I say this. But let's definitely, after this stream, let's chat about that because maybe we can help out. Top Shot can maybe help out and make sure every cool cat set holder can get one of these jerseys. Let's see about that, all right?
Okay.
Luke's already overreacting. First minute, we tweet about this, and I lose my job.
Wow.
I'm human. No, let me see.
Every time you have someone from Dapper on the show to talk about cool cats, some new utility gets added.
I'm not saying it will.
Just keep rolling them through. Be like, all right, honestly, get candy in here.
To be fair, Dumbo's been saying that kind of stuff for a month and a half now.
Yeah.
Like, you're a big believer in that kind of activation. So like this isn't him just kind of getting caught up in the moment, to be fair.
But that being said, maybe like on your side, give me a few days. If you can like pause the tracks on your side and I'll see what we can do. All right. Obviously anyone listening, i.e. Taylor and Greg, it wouldn't be possible to get in it now. We'd probably just Snapchat. But
you can go out and buy. All you need is the LaMelo.
Go buy it. For us, it's the LaMelo.
The LaMelo is what gets you into the
Discord. It's just the LaMelo.
Yeah, but we'd have to do the whole set, wouldn't we? We'd have to do the whole set if we did it. That's what I'm thinking. But definitely hit me up with some numbers afterwards. Plunge or Chug. I don't know who's most in charge. I don't know who's the alpha out of you two. Definitely Chug.
that could be its own show.
I swear to God, if you tweet out
I
said something crazy and I get hit up by Jacob, oh man.
Plunge and I are kindred spirits.
Like they're one.
Period.
There is no. They're equal.
We're like the twins. But LG, welcome. Multiple packs. Multiple.
I'm just here. Just let me buy more than one pack. I don't care what happens to other people. Like that's the luck of the queue, man. Like we already get in a queue that if like even today, it's like all right, you don't have above number 1,000, you're screwed. Like we're fine. Like if you're still here in Top Shot, you're fine with that. Like whatever. I'm saying what I was saying earlier. I don't know. I don't even know who I was saying. I don't know who I talked to anymore. But I was saying it's just like if you get a low queue number tomorrow, then that might be a good thing for you because then you get back in line. And so it's like a double win. It's like not only you get to buy quickly, but then you might be able to get back, kind of like a roller coaster. You get off fast enough, you go back and you get back on right away. So I'm down. I've always said that like what was kind of cool about the early days of Top Shot, which was, when it wasn't popular, is that you could just come and pack drops. You could just buy like the finals pack last year, the rare. I bought like 14 of them. So nobody wanted them. And then there's all these other packs that never sold out. And that was cool. And Taylor, you and I have chatted about this where like that would actually be, if you're trying to collect a set of like a new set that's coming out, that's actually beneficial for you. If other people don't want it and you're like, hey, that's cool. I'll buy like 5 packs of these because I actually want to get them all. That actually makes it more interesting. Whereas like you're like starved just trying to get one at a time of like sometimes of sets you don't even freaking want. So that's just, I don't know if that's possible in the future, Luke. I don't know like what the plans are, but for this new drop, when you're like, hey, like if you want a second one, you might have the chance to be able to get it. I get it. I was like, great. Like I'm down for that. Whether the packs are great or not.
Yeah,
that's all I
think,
gotta say.
Obviously, like long term, who knows? Who knows next season or series what sort of demand for packs and supply packs we'll be able to do to make that happen. But I think this change for this drop, even though it's very early, might not even come into factor, shows the sort of direction we do want to go. Like we love the idea of multiple packs. It's just not as easy as like let's do it, because it's like, as I talked about right before you joined, Luke. It's about being fair, and the truth is that there's two common trends here. People want packs because it's a great experience. People want multiple packs because it's a great experience. So like to reward this group,
but don't print extra moments because it dilutes the supply.
Yeah,
exactly.
So figure that out.
Like,
I mean,
exactly.
somehow do all three.
I don't know.
So
if
we
you
can
do.
please this group, and then this group suffers. And I think especially at this stage, it's nice just to let everyone have a pack, because right now, Luke, if you missed out on a pack drop tomorrow, you've still had the experience. You can be like, all right, I'll wait because I'll get 2 next time, right? But like, we still have so many people that are activating and getting used to it that might never have ever had a rare pack or a legendary pack. So like to take away that chance before they even step into that area, you know? But we'll see. Definitely all up in the air in that regard long term. Like
I'm glad you guys are. I'm glad
vision,
you're considering it. I'll say that. Like at least it's on the table, because that was like, you know, especially when you're a collector of some kind, it's like, yeah, you want to be able to go to the store and buy like 5 packs of the thing, even if they're the cheapest ones. Like I never expect us to be able to buy like 5 legendary packs. Like I don't think that would ever happen. But for the common ones, it's like great if you're going to print like 40,000 per moment. Like, cool. I'd love to buy a couple at a time. You know, that's okay with me. I got no problem there. Even if they all suck, or however you quantify that, like that's okay. You know, I want to like Plunge, like you said earlier, like you're on the team of opening packs, of getting packs. That's the best experience. So it's like for the people who are still hanging around right now in like the slower time, it's like, yo, man, like I'll pay extra for a bunch of packs, even if that stuff's not great.
You just sell me all the extra Cool Cats packs that you guys have in the
vault.
Yes. They had a
Those
question.
Cool Cats ones packs. Oh my god, they're so good.
I just want to quickly say though, like to be clear, like so much is still on the table. Like I know it feels like, oh, they've done this, they've gone this route, but a lot of it was like, okay, this is how we deal with short-term issues, but long-term, there's so much on the table. And again, we have sort of touched on this before. Nothing is set in stone about how we're doing queues and packs at the moment, you know, and in a positive way. Not like we're just going to change it overnight. It's always going to be like, okay, let's make it clear these are our plans now, and give plenty of time and warning for the user base to adapt. But Taylor, I think you had a question.
Oh, I had a question for LG. LG, would you, if it was made it possible to get multiple packs, would you take half the odds if you had the ability to get 2 packs? Or like if you could control essentially how many ping pong balls went into the queue, like you could choose, I want to go for 1 pack, 2 pack, 3 pack. And if you choose 3, you have a third of a shot that you would have otherwise had. Or if you choose 2, you would have half the shot. And if you choose 1, you just have a regular chance. Would you be happy being able to like roll your dice and say, let me get a 1 in 5 chance of my normal odds to get 5?
Great question. It might depend on the pack. Like for tomorrow, totally. Because if I don't get a pack tomorrow, like, well, I mean, I hope I get a pack, but it's like for this third playoff pack, we're like, all right, there's like round 1 moments in there. Like, sure, I'll take the higher odds because I don't care. But if it's something like it's a rare pack, like it's a metallic one, it's like no, I'll take the better odds and just try and get 1.
You'll hit a single.
But I'll hit a single. But if it's the ones where it's like, all right, like, I just want to be able. I just want to get multiple packs to try and collect some of the set, but I don't. You know, I'm not bothered by not getting just 1. That's fine with me too. So, what's Luke doing?
I think he's
getting delivery.
Oh, nice.
His Cool Cats jersey's already arrived.
I just pulled him off.
Incredible
safety.
I figured he had. He said he was going to have to run anyways in a minute. We also have somebody in the queue.
Yeah.
As well.
So I want to bring up Andrew.
There he is.
While we're here, you're upside down.
He's upside down.
Oh,
He's upside down.
Oh, come on,
I have to own it.
It's upside down, cat.
On purpose. So,
Intentionally.
LG, do you understand that reference?
Yeah. Do you know what's going on right now, LG?
Do you know understand why Andrew just turned his screen upside down?
No,
probably not. So Andrew purchased the upside down Cool Cat from the Cool Cats NFT project. That for 5 ETH, it was one of the first 9 unreal ones. So he was the first like real big purchase on that. Shit. And then he wrote a very, very good article. I really enjoyed it on the Twitter NFT drop, which you missed, LG. I would love.
I like. Listen, man, you go into the forest for like 3 days, and you come back, and you're like, listen. You go on Twitter, you don't recognize anybody's profile photo. You're just like, I don't know who this is.
Yeah, what is
and
this?
no, honestly, I don't mean that you guys shouldn't change your photos. The cool cats look freaking awesome. I just mean like you come back and you're like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
The world changed.
And then like I literally get home, and my fiance is like, so Chug's got a Twitter NFT. You should try and tweet them. And I'm like, what? What are you saying? Like, what language are you speaking right now? She's like, tweet them for the first minute, see what they say. And I'm like, what? What are you like? What's? And then I was like, I don't know. I was like, I'm just gonna stay off Twitter for a little bit longer, like prolong my vacation before the inevitable sense of FOMO just takes over. That I'm just like, shit, I missed all this crazy shit, So, Chugs, congrats to you. Congrats to Josh Ong as well, who got one, and whoever else got one. But
Trey Kirby.
So the cool cats, you guys all love the cool cats. I've been seeing that, been kind of checking it out. And Andrew, I guess you wrote something about it, right?
I didn't write something about it. I wrote something about the Twitter NFT giveaway.
About the Twitter. Okay, you wrote about the Twitter. Yeah. Okay.
Watch.
What
I don't
were
know
your
if
thoughts?
I can write about cool cats. There might be a conflict of interest if I write about cool cats. I mean, at least officially, formally, but yeah. So what do you want to hear about? Do you want to hear about the cool cats, or do you want to hear about the article first?
We'll talk about that. Yeah, we're gonna hop into and talk about the article first, and then we'll talk about cool cats a little bit. But any parting shots for LG or El Dumbo talking about Top Shot? Anything specific? LG, I don't know if you heard. I got number 25 on the Embiid Hollow today. We completed the challenge.
Nice.
Back to the concept of multiple packs. And I want to make this point to El Dumbo while he's here. One of the things that I think, and I've been banging this drum since they had the gifting restrictions put in place. One of the best things about Top Shot in January and February that was super fun, and it created a ton of network effects with people and their friends, was collaborating on things. And it's really tough to do that when the trust list environment was put in place to, the restrictions were put in place to sort of stop bot activity and multi-accounting. And all of the challenge timers were conveniently compressed into, less than 7 days. So outside the range. I think it does two things that are really, not great in the grand scheme of things. One, it makes challenges way more expensive because you have to do them solo. And so you're on the hook, and because you can only ever get one pack of a given challenge, if there's special moments, you are on the hook for paying out of pocket for everything else because no one can transfer it to you in time. And number two, it increases, broadly speaking, your overall output for the challenge, and you can't work together with people on it, right? So I can't afford $10,000 to buy the Embiid, but I was lucky enough to crack a Booker, and if we work together, if they're 8 other people like me, there's something valuable about that. And the only reason we were able to do it for Embiid was because it was long enough. The challenge was announced long enough outside of the pack drop for it to happen. So I don't know if there's a way to do that with KYC accounts, or, hey, for, you've been on the platform for this amount of time, or whatever there is. I would highly, and I know that it's probably on the table, but I cannot stress enough that I would really appreciate to have gifting back more quickly, so that I can work together with my friends, with people that I've worked with and established trust within the community, if I'm not able to get multiple packs, because I think that's a big part of the economic challenge in Top Shot, and why a lot of people are feeling that it's, outpaces their budget, or it's really expensive. A lot of that comes from, I think, and the feeling of it from paying a lot for challenges.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, can you hear me all right, guys? Yeah. So I had a big leak in my apartment, so there's water all over the floor. That's why I had to stamp up quickly. No idea what's going on. We've got a tropical storm, so right after this, I'm going to jump and try and tidy that up. But yeah, completely agree. I think you make some really valid points. Obviously, we aren't against the idea of people sort of sending moments to their friends, doing challenges together. We're not against that from the ethics and the moral standpoint. The issue was a lot of bad actors taking advantage, but we've also improved our systems across the board. The changes to gifting were kind of we do this, it's a short-term fix, and we have this solid resolution. It's not impossible we can reduce that back down. Obviously, how we do that, when we do that, there's still a lot of factors to take in. I think that it's definitely something I'll take up internally and try and bring it into the discussion to say hey, is it worth us looking at this again? I think it's pretty safe to say it's probably not going to be something we deal with the finals going on. It's not going to happen before the end of Series 2. I'm confident in that because there's so much else going on. We don't want to look into it, but we can definitely have the internal discussion we haven't touched on it in a while because it does work, but the way we've changed challenges, the fact we have quests now, there's so much else going on, and internally our systems to account for like bots and multi-accounters and bad actors are just like tenfold. They're so much better now. That's a load of technical boring stuff the engineers have worked on. But yeah, so definitely something I'll take in. I don't disagree with a single thing you said, other than, like it's just a case of when, not if. I feel like they might disagree, but I don't think we want 7 days on gifting for life. It's just not a great experience for new collectors. But thank you guys for letting me crash. Sorry that I had to like randomly pop off.
No,
really fun.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll be in touch.
I'll get you that jersey, man. We'll get it. We'll get it to you.
Buzzing. I gotta come back on when I got it. I gotta represent it.
Yeah,
absolutely,
for sure.
Catch you guys later.
I will also go, and I will just leave it with this before I go. And Luke, this is a question for you. Why are there 10 new playoff moments minted 12,000 each that just came up in the last like half hour? You can't answer that. Sorry, it's an impossible question. I just saw it come up. They just saw it come up.
Mate, I don't know. I've been in
Tune in next week.
There's a new Andre Drummond. Why is there more Andre Drummond? I guess we'll find out in office hours tomorrow.
No reason, mate. Sometimes they mint stuff. That's all. I don't know why you assume anything. Mate, it's so sneaky. I'm in here. I don't know. I'm not reading the chats. I don't know. So on it, Luke. Always.
Well, it was awesome, guys. Thanks so much for hopping on. LG, as always. Good to see you.
Thanks for extending the invite.
No
everybody.
Problem.
Good to see you guys as usual. Plunge. Great fucking work on the show. Awesome.
Yeah.
Great work with 9 Lives Lounge. Luke, you're good.
I'm good. I'll take
You're
that.
Good.
As long as it was good. No more than that.
That's
That's fine. It's always a step up. No, I'll catch you guys later, no doubt.
All right.
See you around.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
All right.
We got. All right. Oh, look at this.
I had to.
He's got one. There he is. There
Cool
he
cats.
is. My bro. So,
That's awesome.
So yeah, I guess pivoting really quickly for you, I was gonna ask like, what's your Top Shot background if you had one, and because I hadn't really caught your name much until the Twitter. Well, really, the Cool Cat buy was kind of your, where you made a real splash. And then the NFT article. I guess we could hit that really quick. So the Twitter NFT article, I dropped the link of it in the private chat, Plunge. If you could put it in the comments, it's an insider.com article. Like, I guess, how did you? I mean, one, I think you tweeted like, so I wrote an article. Like, this isn't normally kind of, you're not like some seasoned, like you've written a million articles before. So like, how did that all come to be? And you talked to this woman in Britain about it. Like, what? I guess just kind of give the quick rundown on like how that came about.
Definitely. So what the story's about, in case anybody didn't read it, it's about a woman named Margaret Corvid. She's a local politician in Plymouth, England, and she's actually part of Ether Poets, Ether Poems, which is another NFT project where it's minting poems on chain, and it's this collective of poets. It's really, really cool. I think Digital Art Chick, people know about her. She's actually the person who started all of that. She got into NFTs in March, so feels pretty early, like 3-4 months, but in the NFT space, that's a bit of time. And she got in because she wanted to,
Super late.
yeah, I mean, what she wanted to do was she was like, I see this space and I think that I can add value to it. I don't see myself as just somebody who's like buying NFTs, but like I can write poetry. I can help with copywriting, which was one thing that she did. And so she got into the space. And then a few days ago, she had heard about the Twitter NFT giveaway through one of her Discords. And then she just wrote a poem because that's what she does. That's part of how she's a part of this community. And it just so happened to work out. She didn't know it was a contest. I think at the very beginning, we just thought it was kind of funny that Twitter was doing this. But Twitter wrote back. They wrote a poem back. And she ended up getting it. She got Reply Guy, which was one of the 7 NFTs, one of 20. And she told me about how she liked it because she was like, yeah, this is a totally cool feminist piece that talks about mansplaining on the internet. And she really liked it. She's like, awesome. This is cool. This is rare. I'm going to brag about it. She goes into a meeting, comes out of a meeting, checks her phone. She gets a 50 ETH offer. And she's like, oh my goodness. And in the article I wrote, and I'm like, expletive. And she was so wholesome because my editor was like, did she say expletive or did she say like fuck or shit? Can I say that on the stream?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
She was like, so my editor was like,
cue the I don't care.
I don't care.
And that's
So my
okay.
editor-
And that's okay.
Okay, good. My editor was like, so did she say fuck or did she say expletive? No, like she said expletive. And I just thought that was so wholesome. She was so overwhelmed by it. And so with some consulting from her friends, she decided to sell it, and she talked about how it was going to change her life. She is disabled, and so she talked about how it was going to help her fix her house. So that was a huge thing. And a few days later, I followed up with her, and she actually invested in a CryptoPunk. So that was kind of her way of saying, like, I am into this NFT thing. Like, I'm here with you guys. Like,
wait, so she sold it and then invested in a CryptoPunk?
She did, because she got 110K.
Yeah, you should buy easy buy
her CryptoPunk at the floor.
Chugs, this is the way. This is
Where
the
you
way.
at, Chugs?
I got one. This is the one
Yeah.
I got. I need to leverage it though. Some paper hand buddy over here is just, hurting me right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at that now. That's like what, like 25 cats? So
yeah. I mean, here's the offers though. I mean, we got one at 12, one at 18 and a half, and then it's 60 after that. So I mean, there's only been about like 4 or 5 of the vitamin T guys that have actually sold. So like 3/4 of us are still sort of sitting tight, but
it's unbelievable. And just so we're clear, I want to make it abundantly clear. And Chugs, these are not non-fungible tokens; they are semi-fungible tokens.
SFTs. That's
SFTs.
right.
They're soft.
They're soft.
There are 20 that are the exact same as the next guy. It's almost like a share of stock almost, right? Like they're all the same. There's 20 shares in this thing. So, but I think it's truly historic, honestly, the Twitter thing. Not to like literally pump my bags, but like I do think it's a very historic. I'll let you guys kind of comment on it, but if you had any kind of comment on it, because we didn't really talk last week.
We sort of hit at it with you hopped off because I don't know, you were up in somewhere.
Yeah, I was in the woods.
And then we spun the wheel and talked about projects that we don't care about, which was kind of fun.
It was great.
It was classic. My thoughts on this are it's historical. I don't know which of the two is appropriate. I think whoever sold early, great job. 25 ETH or 50 ETH, like that's an incredible come up for something that someone just gave you on the internet. So no one can fault anyone there. I also think that, to Chugs' point, like if they keep this 140 and they don't expand upon it in a meaningful way, like this is going to be and will be very significant. And I think not to make his point for him, but MBL, we have a side chat with him and Andy and a bunch of us. One of the things that he said that sort of resonated with me was that once like Twitter, if Twitter didn't exist, the NFT space would be in a big pickle, right? Because the ability to communicate quickly and move quickly and everything, like, yes, there's discords and everything, but like it is the village, the town, soapbox.
The town square. It's the town square.
You can do a lot of that, and there you can find your way in without too much difficulty. And I think this was a very big signal that they're leaning into that, like in a meaningful way. And I think they articulated that in the thread, that like they recognize that NFT projects and NFT the conversation and everything, and even crypto and blockchain, DeFi, all these things are stirring a ton of conversation, and they recognize that. And this was their way of leaning into it and rewarding that to some degree. So I think it's very likely that they will do way more around this. And one of the things MBL said was if Twitter right now was able to, and I can't take credit for this, but like it was if they could verify your profile picture, like was yours, right? So Andrew, perfect example, like your wallet connected to your upside down cat, your cool cat. Like if Twitter could verify in some way, like check mark on your picture that it's not even in a tier, buddy. Come on.
Yeah, I took the tier off because of that. Exactly.
Just go to the highest last sale.
Somebody's paying 19 for that guy.
Yep, 19 ETH.
There he is.
This
there
upside
he
down
is.
cat. If they could verify,
I'm like 10th now. That's amateur.
Yeah, you were the
You need to
first.
step it up. I like the offer level though. I like the offer level.
A smooth 690 ETH.
Smooth 690 ETH. Dingo, where you at?
I don't know if you knew this, but Dingo made a big old sale today in Sandbox, which
Oh, yeah.
I think probably, well, no, cumulative sales of Cool Cats are like at 250 or 25,000 or excuse me, 2,500 ETH.
I'll check. It'll
What's the rarest cat trait? I think the rarest cat trait is the TV head, right?
Is it TV Bob Ross? It's like a specific TV head, though,
Yeah,
right?
I
Because
think
I
it's
got
the
a TV
head with the
2.2 2200.
Yeah, they in the last 24 hours, as of about 4 or 5 hours ago, they had done 1,000 ETH in secondary sales, which is unreal. But anyway, I love the 690. So I guess I got to ask you the question though. So like, what inspired you to buy this one? Were you able to mint a handful before diving in on this, or did you come in after the minting?
I didn't mint a single one. I found out about Cool Cats right after the minting was done. I also saw a post about it in the NLL Discord. So it kind of was enough for me to at least check it out and see what it is.
Get in
and
where
the
you
moment
fit
I
in.
saw it, yeah, I went on the site. It looked great. It looked really cute. It looked really fun. I looked at things like the line weight and the colors. I was like, wow, this is beautiful. This is great. And I was seeing these cats. They were still at the same price as what it cost to mint them on OpenSea. And I was like, whoa, like something's not right here. It reminds me of this video that I saw a year or two ago where, this is, I don't want to make this political at all, so take this away from that. But there's an art gallery in LA that was looted. And this guy was taking this video of people looting this art gallery in LA. And people were grabbing everything in the back. It was total chaos, pandemonium. And then in the video, there's a cause statue like in the very front, and it's kind of just like standing there. And everything else is like getting gone. And then this guy comes out from the side of the screen, grabs the cause statue and runs out with it. And I'm seeing that happen. And I'm like, like nothing political, but like, yes, like this guy knows how much that's worth. He realizes the value is in this 4 foot tall, vinyl figure that's in the very front of the gallery that's been ignored. And when I was looking at Cool Cats, I kind of had that same feeling. I was like, this art is super nice. It's super clean. It looks fun. The minting price was only 0.02. So me on a journalist salary of like $25, $30 an hour, I was like, cool, like this is my thing. Same way like Top Shot Common Moments had been my thing for a long, long time. And it just sounded fun. So what I did was I looked at just about everything I had in savings. It came out to about 5 ETH. And I messaged everybody who had one of the 9 unknown cats. There were only 7 in circulation at the time because Klon, the artist, accidentally minted 2 of them, which was on your last stream. And I messaged all of them pretty much. And I was like, hey, 5 ETH? And all of them said no. I had a chance to buy Alien for 5 ETH at 3 a.m. that night because I couldn't sleep. But somebody else got to it. Super Mario got to it before me. So I stayed up that night. I just couldn't sleep. I was like, I have to get this. So I messaged a guy named Rick. I think he goes by Mad Rick 5. And I said, hey, 5 ETH? Because that's all I got. And he said, sure, that's a fair offer. So he said, great, let's do it. And I was almost like, I feel like this is going to go for more. So can I just make him a 5 ETH offer? So I actually said, if you sell this to me, not only will I give you 5 ETH, I will give you a personal shitty drawing from yours truly. So I just texted it to you, Plunge, through Twitter. So hopefully that goes through. So you'll get that in a second. But I was like, I gotta scheme this now. And he's a great guy, and I really, really wanted it. And so we did the deal. And what's actually funny is everybody's like, upside down cat, upside down cat, upside down cat. For me, it wasn't even about the cat being upside down. Anyone can turn their cat upside down. To me, it was naked cat. That's how I think about it. Naked cat.
Naked cat.
Like I should have come into the stream naked, but like it's naked cat because it's the original blue cat with all of the little nuances, the ears, the body. Yeah, there
There
it
he
is. I
is.
drew that for
Oh,
him.
there it is.
I was so sleep deprived, but I had to draw
Thanks,
that. I
Rick.
had to draw that and add it in. And Rick and I are still friends. Like we talk, things like that. But yeah, that was why I initially decided to get Blue Cat. But I think right after that, there was another moment for me, if I can just tell it real quick. It was once I really got into the Discord and started reading things. There's this channel that popped up called Origins. And now Origins is sort of the story of Klon and Blue
Yeah.
Cat and how Blue Cat has developed over the last 10 years or so.
This is good.
And
Yeah.
it's incredible. I encourage everybody to read it because this is not what made me decide to buy the cat, but this is what made me decide to hold the cat. Even when everybody was messaging me yesterday and the day before, like, you got to sell this. It'll change your life.
What was the biggest offer you got during the crazy pump?
The biggest offer I got was 50,000, but when I got that, people were telling me you could get way more for it. There was someone who wanted to give me 11 Bored Apes and a bunch of Bored Ape Kennel Clubs as well. And some of those Bored Apes look pretty rare too. So it was a really, really generous offer as well.
It's been a busy week, man.
It has.
Yeah.
But listen, this all goes back. This goes back to that Origins channel for me. If I can just read the little paragraph that completely changed my mind about this.
I'm 110% behind you on that Origins channel thing. Like when Klon came on to this stream and like more or less talked out a lot of what's on there, like that sold me completely just on like the whole backstory. I mean, it's literally the definition of kind of this narrative value and sort of like the curation that was involved. And this wasn't some shit that just like, it looks playful and kind of easy. Like this shit didn't come together like 2 months ago. Like this is a cartoonist's ambitions over a decade,
Yeah.
But anyway,
people are saying this is day 4, day 5 for Cool Cats. For me, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking this is day 3000. This is day 3001 because it was really in the works. I mean, if you look through all of it, you see the first few years he's in college, iterating on Blue Cat, making it more interesting, things like that. But the one that really got me was July 19th, 2019. He says this: the cartoonist slowly dissolved as I was entering the working world as a freelance graphic designer. It was a struggle for me to gain the motivation to draw Blue Cat. I honestly never knew if it'd come back to the character or if it would just live on the cartoonist page forever. Although I would still doodle Blue Cat from time to time because it meant so much to me. And when I read that, I was like, this speaks to like everything we want to believe in about people making it, about artists making it, getting their flowers. Right? I think as a freelance journalist myself, I know what it's like to want to give up, to pitch somebody and hear back, hey, you don't have enough followers, you don't have a blue check. I don't know if this is what we want, or I don't know if you're a staff writer here, like, I'm sorry. And when I saw that, I was like, this is something that was on the brink of never happening. But if you read a little bit further, he says little things like, below are some illustrations of me trying to revamp the character. You'll notice subtle changes, the biggest one being the shape of Blue Cat's head, which is much like the character we see in Cool Cats. And even in that moment where he thought about quitting, you see those tiny, tiny iterations that look exactly like what Cool Cats looks like today. And then you read on and you see his aha moment where he looks at that poster with all the different Blue Cats that he drew that he was selling in college. And then he takes that and he thinks about the generative avatar projects. And he gets that single aha moment that's like, this is what Cool Cats could be. And it just gives me chills thinking about it, right? Because you can, at least in my opinion, it helps you totally understand Klon and the team and where they're coming from with this whole thing. It's something that's terribly human. It's something that really, really is easy to empathize with. And if we say that the NFT community is really about, humanizing each other, getting to know each other, I feel like this is just a great example of that.
Well said.
I agree. I think that's the aspirational NFT community. I think
aspirational,
the aspirational version of it. I think the in practice version of it in a lot of cases and what the perception of it is in many cases is that people are just out for themselves and cutthroat and will do whatever to make $1. And there are
Rug.WTF.
Rug.WTF.
Like, exactly.
I can't believe that.
There's that.
But yeah, it's it's been very interesting for sure. And newbie in the chat, general chat troll, she's in there. I did not sell all my cats on purpose. That was an accident because on the stream on Tuesday night, I had mine listed, my last one listed for well above what the floor was at the time. And then in 2 hours, it got
The
scooped
pump
up.
father. The
And
pump father.
It wasn't my fault. It was not my fault. It was the punk's Discord's fault. That was not me. So anyway, long story short, I agree with you, Andrew. In my case for this, and I'm on the mod team now. I don't know what their roadmap like really looks like other than what's on there. We talked about a couple different collaborations, all these different things. But when I look at Cool Cat or Blue Cat, what I see is Hello Kitty. And
I
I'm
see
like,
Peppa Pig.
yeah, it's like, this is Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
This is the first one. And guess what Hello Kitty had? She had like 1 trillion friends. And if you didn't like cats, guess what? You could buy a frog. And guess what? You could get in
The
with
anteater.
like
He's got
whatever,
an
right?
anteater.
Like that's the type of thing. And I don't care to invest in animated series necessarily. Like it's not an investment. I just like we like the cats. that's okay.
We like
You
the
like the
cats.
cats. I also will say, be careful, right? With all of this stuff, be super careful to just like, if you can't afford to like the 0.4 ETH or whatever it is right now, you're not willing to like put 0.4 ETH and just throw it away. Like you probably shouldn't buy a cat at 0.4 ETH. Like, and everybody's like, you should follow whatever you want to. This is not financial advice, but like if I was sitting there and I didn't have gains from something else, I probably wouldn't be spending $1,000 on a picture of a cat, right? Like, but there's something kind of catchy about it. So Greg, Taylor, you guys both got in. Greg, you made those sick banners. Like, what are your thoughts on the cats? Do you like the cats still? Are you still on the cats?
I think I was a little late. I mean, I was late to them in the sense that I didn't mint any. You told us about them in one of the Discords we have, and I kind of put it off for a little bit. I didn't even really look at them. But after we had them on and I heard that story, and then I started looking at a few of them, I was like, these kind of go. Like, I like these a lot. So I picked up 2 of them. I sold one of them. And I really like the one that I kept. He looks like a gym teacher. He's got the sunglasses, the mustache, and the visor. It's just too good. So no plans to sell at this point. I'm really enjoying kind of being in the Discord. And yeah, I just think this project just feels more fun than kind of the other ones that I'm a part of.
There we go.
Totally.
Yeah.
I love
There
it.
it is.
Yeah,
Is it
I'm into
possible?
3.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Is it possible that I could share one of my favorite cats?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
And then I know that we have, it's almost 11 o'clock Eastern. So we're going to wrap up Cool Cats Talk after this. And we're going to get to talk with the folks from the Divine Zodiac Project. So Taj and Gossip coming to you in like couple 3-5 minutes, something like that. But yeah, go ahead, Andrew. If you need to share your screen or need one of us to pull something up.
if you want to pull it up, this is Cool Cats 350.
Greg or Chugs, can you look up Cool Cats 350 real quick?
Yeah. Also, quick, since we do talk about basketball every now and then, the Suns are up by 8 at near the end of the third quarter. Tune in later.
Suns in 4.
So Cool Cat number which one?
350. So I got this one from the liquidity pool. So it was I guess a floor cat, but it's become one of my favorites. And I think it just speaks to how intentional the artist was, where everything just looks great, and we have all these lookalike cats. So this is my courtside Spike Lee cat. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm a Knicks fan.
the Knicks colors.
So like
every
game we go to, you see Spike Lee like way up in the front. It's either a blue or orange hat, and if it's a blue hat, it's an orange sweater or orange shirt, and it's just like this is my Spike Lee cat. And actually, funny story, when I was talking to Josh Hart yesterday in our video call, I was like, Josh, like
humble brag, humble brag.
I was like, Josh, do you want this cat? He's like, nah, I don't want it. Give me the other one. So he turned down Spike Lee cat. I don't know what to say about that. But I think I love that, even though I have the upside down cat.
No, so
it's super fun. I find myself looking at this one all the time.
Andrew, I don't know how old you are, but this is not Spike Lee cat. This is Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou cat.
I'm 23.
No,
I've
I
never
thought
heard
they wore red. I thought their hats were red. I thought their little beanie
Oh,
hats
maybe
were
it's
red
inverted.
in Life Aquatic. Yeah. Maybe.
Oh, anyway.
To the liquidity pool point, just real quick. I minted 2 cats, and one of them I love the TV head one, like love it. It'll be hard to pry that one off me.
Your luck.
The other one though, I didn't really have much. I didn't really care for it too much, and I in the liquidity pool got one that I actually have it listed right now, but it listed pretty expensive, but it's got the baseball jersey and the headband match, and he's got like a frowny, like pissed off face. And my son's name starts with a C. It's got a little C, and it's a blue. It's the only blue on blue headband jersey match, and the background is blue, and the cat, like, it's all blue. It's like straight up blue. It's like clean as hell. And I got that through the liquidity pool, swapping out one of mine, and I absolutely love it. If somebody's willing to take it off my hands, great. But like, I would not be upset if I had that forever, and that'd be like my son. It'd be like a gift to my son almost, because it's him basically.
All right. I'm going to do a time check. We do need to bring on Taj and the folks from the Divine Zodiac Project. They've been waiting patiently for us. But Andrew, thank you so much for joining us and
Thank you, guys.
telling us about everything. We'll hit you in the Discord streets. Really appreciate your thoughtful view on everything. And if you need anything from us, don't hesitate to reach out.
Okay, absolutely.
All right. We'll talk soon.
Take it easy, man.
Thanks, man.
All right. We got to keep it rolling.
Yeah, let's keep it rolling. All right. We're going to bring up next 2 folks from the Divine Order of the Zodiacs. I think Divine Order of these. Am I saying that right? Taj, Gossip Goblin. Am I saying that right?
There they are.
Hey guys, thanks for having us on.
No, this is
Awesome.
my pleasure. I don't know if this is going to be like, hey, the Cool Cat thing, we struck lightning in a bottle with, like, bringing people onto the stream and talking about it and like getting in more depth and really understanding why and how and what you're doing with projects. But like, we really liked that last week, so I'm hoping that we can do a little bit more of that this week with you guys. And so let's start. For anybody, let's just assume that everybody in the chat has never heard of your project. Tell us a little bit about it, where it came from, what you're doing now, where you are with the project, and we'll sort of kind of ping off of you there and maybe ask you a couple questions about where things stand.
Yeah, before we get into that, I just wanted to say that I'm a Cool Cat Master Completer Challenge too, and I've been in your Discord.
Do you have a jersey?
When I first saw those jerseys, I was like, wow, I am definitely not buying a jersey. And I have such FOMO right now, like seeing you guys.
You can get
these
them now.
jerseys. I mean, I think I'm going to. You guys really changed my mind about this. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Gossip for the intro on the project.
Okay. Well, I'm the behind the Zodiacs, not the sales guy. So that's going in. So Taj more or less appeared to me in a dream, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to work together on a project?" And I said yes. And then, the stars aligned, no pun intended, and we started working on the Zodiac thing. And I think it's a little bit unusual as far as like collectible avatar projects go. I think both like aesthetically and kind of the whole approach of it doesn't maybe have the same kind of like levity as some of the kind of more like cartoonish projects out there. But I think, like our differentiator, apart from the kind of personalization aspect, the fact that it's like a little bit more emotionally oriented and a little bit based more on like folklore and astrology and like mythology, is just the fact that like, I think this project is really specially designed for, existing in like this mass quantity. It's not like an arbitrary number that we say, oh, 10,000, so we can milk as much ETH as possible out of this. It really is like, holy shit, if you look at your natal chart, like there's so many permutations for every single person out there, from like where you were born to what time you were born to like what year, what month, and like all of these different traits that define you. And so I actually think this is one of those things that is very much conducive to having like, literally 10,000 different iterations, not just so that, you can spawn 10,000 avatars, but because like you really actually need to produce that many at scale to cover like every possible permutation there is. So, out of the millions of different identities that you can have depending on when and where and how you were born, we're basically capturing 10,000. So not the entire community will find their exact Zodiac, but it's very possible that you have like your entire life's fucking trajectory generated by an algorithm that exists in this mess of NFTs.
So is the idea there then? So for example, I was born August 17th, so I'm a Leo in 1989. Like what other things like go into, so there's one in theory when these all get revealed that will be like all of those things for me personally, or anybody that was born on August 17th in, the same year and the same place.
Yeah, for sure. So like I was born, I don't want to dox myself, but I was born in, September of 1990 in Los Angeles, very early in the morning. And so like, you have your ascendant sign. So that's like, I'm a Virgo, which is probably the shittiest sign there is. And then
Virgo,
you also,
where you at?
It sucks. I'm sorry. It's like not that exciting. It's pretty drama free, but it's not. It's like kind of.
It is always low key horoscopes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's like very milquetoast. Just like you'll get by. But so you have, for instance, like your ruling planet. You have like your moon sign. You have all of these kind of like other like tertiary traits that kind of define you. And in conjunction, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I don't necessarily believe in astrology, but I also live in California, so like I legally have to.
I think that's how it works.
Got to ascribe to it a little bit.
I'm not even allowed to vote or own a house unless I believe in it, and so it is kind of crazy because you have all these kind of unique combination of traits that define like all the nuances of your personality. So whether or not you believe in it, it is still kind of a very fun and interesting way of trying to like define the human psyche. And so I think what's really cool here is we have. This one is missing the ruling planet, which is another trait. But you have the constellation, you have the sign, you have the element, and all these things are like symbolically loaded in different ways. And the different permutations of these have different meaning. And then there's also some things here that are just kind of entirely aesthetic, just to like make it more exciting. So for instance, even you have like a constellation for a background, but there's different kinds of backgrounds that have like different tones. So this one's called Rapture, and this one's like a little bit more sinister. Versus there's one that's called like Expanse, which is more like existential. So I think there's a lot of depth in the art, and I'm not just saying that because I'm the artist on it, but it was something I kind of discovered along the way, which is like, holy shit, this is actually pretty wild that like you can kind of generate all this depth because an algorithm is letting you explore like so many variations.
The other thing I wanted to shout out here is that Gossip has actually drawn every element of this by hand. Which is something that you don't see every day. So I think we have some tweets in here that kind of share some of his work somewhere on this page. Actually, if you go to the website, maybe that's easier to see. But he's drawn literally like hundreds of properties by hand and done various color variations. And then we're kind of using the AI to generate 10,000 different versions of these. But it's a very incredible process that. We've gone through to get to these.
I'd say two things. One, the origin stuff, again, like harkening back to other projects, but just with the origin stuff is the goods in my opinion. Like seeing Gossip, your like kind of process and like the things that you've iterated, just kind of in the lab, so to say, like that's, to me, that's the goods behind any kind of project. So I'm glad that you guys have that out there. Two, I think the aesthetic, it reminds me of like old vinyls of like my parents, like rock albums and stuff. Like I think it's so cool and multi-layered and so many different just color schemes going on and stuff. So like hats off to just kind of the I don't know if it's not even really subtle complexity. Like it's just straight up complex looking in terms of just the artistic level that you got going on there. So like big ups to you on that. Just from my end.
As somebody who's a complete like horoscope noob, can you kind of explain the different elements that are going on in one of these for us?
Yeah, for sure. So we have if
there's something in your Discord that like is a good reference point, I'm happy to like navigate to a reference picture or anything too.
If you open up the FAQ, we can describe all the properties. It may make sense to like pull up one photo and the scroll up a little bit. Or I don't know, yeah, over there at the bottom here, or we could just talk to it. Yeah, maybe we should pull up one picture on the website that has all the properties. If you scroll, yeah, I don't know if we scroll down. So yeah, actually, I'll turn it over to Gossip since he's the artist on all this.
Yeah, so basically, like we've broken it down into, so for instance, to go behind the scenes, because I'm actually curious how many projects reveal how these things are built, like literally how the sausage is made.
I would love to hear all of it.
Okay, cool. So I have another project that I'm not trying to plug here, but just for a reference, and I think it's kind of interesting trajectory. So like my background is like in sculpture and illustration, and I never do anything with computers. And so when I first got into NFTs, I was basically like minting my illustrations and then slowly realizing like, oh, I should actually add some like animated digital qualities to it. And that's more in like foundation and known origin. And then I think venturing into like the more collectible space, I started this project called the Benevolent Goblin Friendship Society, which is radically different and unaffiliated with this, but I think helped kind of inform the process. And what you start to realize is like you need to play to the strengths of what like an algorithm lends to it. And so approaching this, it was like, okay, it would be obviously like humanly impossible to draw 10,000 unique things. So you can instead invest a shitload of time in making like, let's say 200 very intricate, minute parts, and then figuring out like a puzzle, how do they all stack together neatly? And I think every single project essentially is kind of using the same process to procedurally generate these. And what varies between projects, and like, obviously the visuals are not the only way to gauge the value of a project, but because like it's what I do for work, I take it very personally. A lot of these, you can kind of see how corners are cut to basically generate like assets as quickly as possible. So like a lot of these cartoon ones, like I kid you not, you could rail some Adderall and do this in 6 hours. Not to name any names out there, but like essentially you're designing individual assets, locating them, and then essentially just telling the computer what order to mint them in, and how to arrange them. And so for this, it was like, okay, we want a certain amount of like aesthetic complexity and also for it all to blend harmoniously. And then we're like, we also want it to be laden with like the main meaning of, when you're reading like astrology natal chart. And so for instance, you have like your house, your sign, your ruling planet, and these are all things that are kind of embedded here. And so I think, for instance, like we all, if anyone's ever, I don't know, been like sat in any cafe for more than 5 minutes anywhere in California, you hear someone say, I'm such a Pisces. But I'm like, so that's
such a Leo.
Leo thing to say. But like, we all obviously have, our affinity towards the main sign. But then there's also, for instance, like your moon sign, your ruling planet, and all these other things, which is more like if you want to get in the weeds of it. And so what we tried to do here is like, you have, like I said, these are basically the main properties we're working with. So you have your sign, which is, there's a few variations of each sign that is located. And these sample images don't show the full breadth, obviously, but we're working with. But you have your sign, you have the form, and we have like 10 different permutations of those forms. We have the element, which is kind of like the main ones that we know of are like, fire, air, earth, and water. And then we also have some kind of more insane ones like death and life and electricity and light and stuff. We have the necklaces, which is basically like what is the ruling planet there, which is again something that you can find by going online and it's basically Googling, I was born at 4 a.m. in Los Angeles, like what am I? We have the eyepiece, which is, and there's about, I'm not even sure how many there are at this point, which are these properties here, which is both aesthetic and is supposed to kind of lend like a certain tone to it. Some are more sinister, some are more like spaced out, some are, I don't know, kind of like more prophetic, some are very serious and stern. There's the armor, which a lot of these are like element based, and you can read into that as you want. I think that's one of the beauty of astrology is it's like going to a psychic where they can tell you anything that's broad enough and you can assume that it applies to you. We have the helmet, which again, it goes from like very strange to like this one, which is this like galactic swirl, to just like weird Viking helmets and stuff. And then you have the constellation, which is like, the most literal, like here is a literal drawing of, like if you click on one of these here, what, I don't even know, this is like an Aquarius or something, where you see, like the alignment of the stars, the background, and all those things lining up.
This is incredible.
One thing that we've
very cool.
One thing that we wanted to do to sort of encourage utility around these is we're doing these, like, my background started really with Top Shot, and we're doing these kind of Top Shot-esque challenges based on the celestial movements. So our first challenge begins the day of the unveiling, which is next week, the reveal. And on that day, July 14th, the sun is in Cancer, the moon is in Leo, and something else. And you have to collect like the right zodiacs, and you win some prizes. So we're going to have some fun with that. Also in the birth month. So if you're able to get a Leo sign with the Leo constellation in the month of your birth, we're going to airdrop you like a special custom Leo NFT for getting that like kind of super rare double. So that we're trying to find fun ways that correspond to even personalize this even further for people. So this is kind of just some of the stuff that we've been tossing around.
That's awesome. So something came up in the chat, and I have a similar question as well, hearing Gossip talk about this a little bit. So motivation to do an astrology themed project, was it just digging into it, or, what was the genesis of even thinking about astrology as a starting point?
Yeah, I would say that, I've been a collector for, a couple months, a long time in this space, and, January. So I've been showing my girlfriend kind of what we've been doing, and showing her apes and everything else. And she basically said that everything is designed for tween boys. So, I started thinking about what might appeal to like a broader audience. One might have more of a deeper emotional connection with people. One might appeal to like not men in a certain age and demographic group.
No, I completely get that, and I was talking about that today with someone. Actually, no, I responded to. So there was some criticism about Cool Cats, and I responded to the person, and I said one of the things that draws me to this is that it is more than just like an aggro bro thing. And I think that's this. Yeah,
we intentionally like don't have laser beam eyes and gold armor and things like that. I'm sure as everyone's starting to feel who's in this space that things are a lot of things have been done kind of over and over again with a different skin. So we wanted to take a different approach with something that still feels slightly familiar. One of the things about rarities in other projects is that there's very few rare things. We will have rare properties, but at the same time, things will feel special for certain people based on their birth and the connection that they have to that sign. So what we're hoping to do is create, a strong community who really supports each other, who can identify with meaning in, very specific NFTs.
And yeah, to jump onto that, I think obviously there's a big difference, but like you can be interested in something without believing in it. Like I would like to say that I'm like, agnostic or atheist or whatever, but like I still, obviously I find religion interesting. Like I spent 2 years living in India and Nepal, I think, like doing like, this is a completely past life, but doing like anthropology work. And I think Buddhism and Hinduism is like extraordinarily interesting. And it actually does have a lot of overlap with astrology and like the mythology that has kind of informed the Greeks and whatnot. But that's all to say, like, I think you can still be really fascinated by how something works without believing in it. And to that extent, like when I read the Virgo horoscope, I do admittedly have to be like, okay, that's kind of accurate.
Yeah, no, I agree with you as well. And my wife is in a similar position, and I don't subscribe to the belief, but it's certainly interesting, if nothing else. And it's something that resonates with a lot of people. I mean, there's a reason that horoscopes get printed in the newspaper, right? Like it's not something that just, it's very widely recognized, it's widely understood at a very surface level. I think that's the thing. And it looks like this project, from my perspective, is like digging at that deeper. I would be very curious of the, however many people have minted so far, like, this is probably they're probably getting more information and diving further into this stuff than they ever have before, other than the like diehard people that are into it. And some of them might even be having conversations with their partners or their friends that are more into this than them to be like, hey, is this interesting? Which I think is another way to bring other folks in. So I have a question. This started yesterday, or at least the opening of the mint started yesterday at 11 or so, I think Eastern, maybe. Am I getting that timing right?
Yep.
Where are we now? How are we doing?
So we had about 650 unique holders who have minted about 2,200 Zodiacs. So that's where we're at right now. We made a bunch of updates. We took a bunch of feedback from the community. We made a clear roadmap. We described the challenges in more detail. We created some more utility around this. I think that this is a project that one thing that we found is unlike a bunch of other projects where people are expecting a quick flip, buying 10 at a time, 20 at a time, people here are buying 2 or 3, but they really want theirs. And what I expect is that we'll have a larger community is more passionate about this and may not get to that huge mint count, which at the end may be more valuable for our community.
So with that, can you explain? So I think I saw an update about this earlier today or maybe yesterday so the reveal for anybody that's purchased one is on July 14th. But then there will be a couple days after that until July 17th. Am I getting this right? That there will still be an opportunity to mint for any of if, for example, it did not sell out by the 14th, they could mint for a few more days and then reveal at a second reveal date. And then if you can explain, I'm paraphrasing something I read before.
You're doing great.
Talk me through it.
You're doing great. One of the, as you guys know, like this space moves so fast, and we decided to do this delayed reveal so that we could kind of co-create the art with the community. We wanted to show samples and sneak peeks and get some feedback before we finalize it. And people reacted pretty negatively to the idea of a delayed reveal, which surprised me given a bunch of projects in recent history had success there. So anyway, that being said, we've decided to kind of stick to the plan. The plan is we're doing a reveal on July 14th, which is in 6 days. We're going to allow people to mint. We can't do instant reveals for those future mints, so we're going to do, just because of the way that the smart contract is set up, so we're going to do a first reveal. Everyone who's bought until that point will be able to see their art. You'll have 3 more days to mint unrevealed ones, and then on July 17th, if there's still any left, the collection will be locked forever. No future minting. We'll lock it at the mint count, and that's it there. So that will hopefully sort of increase value and rarity for the people who have purchased.
Or it'll sell out, and then you won't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Which
there's always that.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing about some of these projects that I've seen is that there's this sense that if you don't sell out, that's a negative inherently, and I think there's uphill battles that projects that don't sell out have to fight. But if treated appropriately and utilized in a mechanism that builds, there might be some value there too. And I think that you articulated it pretty well in the post I read, at least. I am very curious. So with the delayed reveal potential, let's just assume that it doesn't sell out for sake of argument. If it doesn't sell out, I think that period of those 3 days will be very interesting. Because I don't think I've seen any other projects that have had a similar mechanism. So I'm hoping that you guys sell out, but that could be a very interesting dynamic.
Yeah, there's a few out there. Voxies is one that does a reveal every week.
Right.
For those of you who know that. We were debating whether or not to kind of lock it at the reveal time. But what we said was we'll give people an opportunity to see the art. Maybe there'll be some more enthusiasm for the project after people get to see it, and give people one more chance to kind of buy in at the unreveal time. So, we thought this was kind of the best option given where we were.
And Jay Grizzy brings up a super good point here. And I think, to your point, Gossip, earlier about, this is for you. and this is your thing, I think there's going to be a lot of people angling for things that represent them, and it'll be curious to see sort of, you know, I'll trade you this for that. There might be a lot of like back and forth between things where, you know, you have something I want, and I have something you want. You know, other than just looking at it as an investment vehicle, but like something that I want personally for my collection. There's going to be like some very targeted things. So does anybody know what's the most common month to be born? Is it an even distribution among the 365 days? I don't think it is, right?
I think everyone I know is born in February. Like all 5 people that I know in my contacts are born.
I feel like you're at a significant advantage relative to other things. If you don't do that.
I would say like semi counterpoint to the owners, particular owners, and I've got 2, so hopefully one of them's a Virgo because that's me. But I think there's gonna be this extension of kind of, okay, like I'm gonna get one for my son or for my daughter or for my wife or significant other or whatever. Like I think there are branches to that more than just kind of the singular person kind of looking for their own, you know, like what's my sign and that's the only thing I care about, and I'm either going to only get that or stack that or whatever. Like I think that there would be more broad application to it in that regard.
Yeah, I've already heard a lot of people saying that they want to find one for their significant other or their family member. Someone came up to me today and say, "Hey, I want these 3 signs for my family." So, you know, unlike the hunt for the rarest trait, you know, the laser beam eyes, what we want is something that people can actually like identify with.
100%.
Build community around that.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more on it. So what have y'all mentioned in terms of like utility or sort of is there like a collecting aspect of things that y'all have brought out, like in terms of like are y'all doing like the challenge kind of model or not really, or have y'all I don't necessarily have a hot take on that. I'm honestly just trying to learn about it. So have y'all done anything like that?
Yeah, we have it. It's on the website, but
okay.
We've announced our first challenge, which is going to launch the day of the reveal, where you have to collect certain NFTs to win prizes. We said we're going to do monthly airdrops for people who have double signs in their birth month. So if you have the Pisces constellation with the Pisces sign in March, we're going to send you like a custom Pisces artwork. For people who collect the rare versions of those signs, we're going to do custom birth charts for people who collect all 12 signs. We're going to send you a nifted display with that custom birth chart for people who collect all the rare versions of all 12 signs. And then we have a number of other ideas and challenges. We've dedicated a prize pool to creating both custom art and doing airdrops for our holders for these challenge winners.
That's sweet. I mean, I not really I'm not a huge astrology person, but I know that just like in general, people are kind of always seeking connection and things that sort of like explain their being or why they are who they are and all that stuff. And I think this taps into that big time, obviously. So.
Yeah, and one thing we're seeing with that already is in the community. I think I'm as I'm sure you guys are. I'm in 100 different Discords, and people. Yeah, exactly. And I'm starting to really get to know the people in here, and people are nice and respectful, and emotional in telling their stories and why they're here and what they like about it. We have this horoscope bot that people are playing with, where you can get your horoscope, and people are reacting and commenting on each other. So it's another angle for connection, and I think people are finding meaningful ways to identify and share with those.
So it's funny. I didn't want to sound too gimmicky, but I was legit looking up horoscopes while we've been talking, and I was like, should we read our horoscope?
I think we should.
Today.
What's the Leo horoscope today?
So hold on. Goblin and I are Virgos, right? That's out of the 6 of us. So we're Virgo. Is anybody else a Virgo out of the 6 in here? All right. So I'm just pulled up. It's literally horoscope.com. Here's Virgo. Allow me to read. Go for the gold, Virgo. Don't settle for less. There's an expansive energy on your side urging you on to prosperity in every aspect of your life. Take control of the situation and act on your emotions. Don't refrain from doing something because you think it's going to hurt someone's feelings. Other people can take care of themselves. You're responsible for you. Do what's best for your well-being. You know, I think this is a sign that I need to plunge and I need to talk after the show. Like, we need to talk about some stuff. I got to look out for me, man. I'm just fucking around.
What's Taylor? When you were born?
Taylor,
I'm a Aries,
all right.
but I should be a Taurus. I was a month early.
Ooh,
I don't know how
okay.
that factors in.
Here's
But
Aries.
I'm definitely like when
That's where
people
the
say
brain- the brain
when
development
people
stuff
are
is.
like, "Oh, you're not an Aries," I'm like, maybe that's why I wasn't supposed to be born this early.
I guess so. Folks in California know this. Like Goblin was like, "You're such a Pisces." Like made that joke. Like in Memphis, like nobody, like we're dum dums. So we don't even get any of that stuff. But anyway, Aries, don't concern yourself with getting more. Concentrate on what you already have. Aries, work with whatever resonates with you. You instinctively know what does and doesn't work. Don't waste your time on meaningless issues. Focus on priorities. The more balanced and stable your emotions can be today, the more prosperity will come into your life. There you go,
right.
Aries.
That article
I
that
think
you,
about horoscopes and tarot cards like Rorschach tests, and you can kind of apply whatever meaning you want, and it's just a different lens to kind of view the world around you. You can sort of take that and interpret that through whatever's kind of going on in your head, and it might spur a different kind of thought process or a different approach or different angle that you might not ordinarily think of. So, you know, I'm not like a true horoscope believer, but I'm happy to read my horoscope once in a while and see how that changes my day.
100%. 100%. I'm with you on that in that regard. Who we got? We got
Greg,
Greg. We'll do Greg. What are you?
Plunge and I are both Leos. You do us both.
All right, Leos. Here we go. Daily double, Leo. All right, it's time to put your plans in motion, Leo. There's a very expansive energy urging you to reach out and make valuable connections with others. Remember that many hands make light work. Don't hesitate to ask for help if you need it. There are many outstretched hands waiting to help you in whatever you may need. There you go, Leos. And Taj, what are you? You're the last one. What are you?
Pisces.
Pisces.
Nice.
You're such a Pisces.
Such a Pisces.
I'm gonna use that from now on.
We're supposed to be a perfect match, Taj, because we're opposites. I think we're.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But I think
there you go.
Yeah, today. Let's see.
because the product
Today's
manager
match.
will be able to go.
It says it actually in here. It says today's matches are, and I'm sure. I mean, obviously they would change, but it says Capricorn, Gemini, Libra actually for today. But I would think, yeah, like opposite sides of the year, basically. So Pisces, it's time to take charge. Pisces, there's fuel for your fire, and the scope of your influence is virtually unlimited. Don't hold back in any way. Confidently attack every project, knowing that things will work out in your favor. Expand your mind and the rewards will be tremendous. Stay active. You will attract beneficial people and situations.
It's
There you go,
perfect.
Taj.
What
Kind of perfect.
It's gonna
There you
more
go.
can I ask for?
There you go.
Mic drop.
I honestly,
power.
I want to say, I didn't get to say it, but with the whole like kind of staggered, like you have a sale period where and then there's going to be a reveal, but like a 3-day thing. I think that's a super cool, like unique thing, because like you could get this reveal and then, I mean, I don't want to make it too analogous to this, but like these jerseys, for instance, people were ordering them, and people are, like you're like, I'm not going to order that. But then when you see people being like, holy shit, I have them, they're fucking awesome. Like there's that window where people are gonna be like,
Yeah.
what am I doing? Like not getting involved in this, like this is too cool or whatever. It helps add to that like narrative value that you do have that window there. Like should it get to a point where there is, minting still to be had, in that 3-day period. So I think that is cool to kind of have that.
Thank you.
On that note, I think we should get some people involved. We got some stuff to give away. I gifted 3 of the 10 that you sent me, Taj, to the Cool Cats Discord. So we have 7 from there. I think we should give how many? 3 or 4 of those. I do want What do you want to like do 3 or 4 of those on the stream for the folks that are here, and then we'll do the remaining. Let's say we'll do 4 on the stream now, and then we'll do the remaining 3 as another giveaway in the Cool Cats Discord for folks that weren't able to attend this or missed out on the first one. But we're going to give away 4 of these. I've got them in my wallet right now, so if you win one of these, I literally have all of them, and I will send them. You just need to send me your ETH address on Discord or on Twitter. Or Twitch, I guess. But yeah, somewhere there. So it's on you. For anybody that I pick here, it is on you to give me and get me in some way, shape, or form your ETH address. I'm not going to chase you down because I've done that too many times for fucking Top Shot moments, and I'm not going to do it again. So, so on that note, we're going to do it. So it's active chat users. I will give everybody 1 minute if you're on YouTube, and just watching on YouTube. You do need to be in the Twitch chat. Because I use a program called Nightbot that keys off of activity in the chat. So I'll give everybody a minute. In that minute, we'll listen to, this is pretty typical for us, we'll listen to the intro again because it's fire. Caruso's missing hair. I see you in the chat. Big ups to him. We're going to run this intro. Once we're done with that, we'll roll this and go from there.
I don't care. I don't care. No sympathy. Don't care. I don't care. I just don't care. I'm sorry.
So a quick update before we dive into this. Everybody needs to type Zodiac. Yeah, Zodiac. That is what is going to make you eligible for this spin of the wheel. Zodiac. Zodiac. So quick update. The Phoenix Suns are up by 9 now, 117 to 108, with 17.6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Looks like the Suns are going to take this to 2-0. Going to be tough for the Bucks to come back. Zodiac is what you need in the chat. I feel bad for the Bucks. Giannis
Suns are just a better team, honestly.
I mean, Giannis has 42 tonight, so
it doesn't even matter.
Doesn't matter. All right, here we go. Zodiac. Everybody in the chat. Zodiac. Here we go. We're gonna roll it. JStack 157. JStack 157. Congratulations. Like I said, JStack 157. You need to hit me up in Discord, Twitter, somewhere. Get me your ETH address. Don't type it in the chat here. Just send it to me in some DM, and I will fire that off to you when gas is low. Yeah, I
like that. I like
other ones
that.
yesterday. It was like right before the drop when I ran that like flash giveaway, and I was like, I admittedly did not read all of the information on what the drop and the reveal was going to look like, so I was like scrambling to get it to the folks before the time of the drop, so that in the case that they like it got revealed right at the time that they would have it. So I spent like $35 in gas. So anyway, JStack 157, hit me up with your username. So again, Zodiac is what we're going to do. We're going to roll it again. We're just going to roll another one. Ready? Trust the pastas. Trust the pastas.
The pastas, like
pastas.
multiple pastas.
And for anybody that hasn't been here before, just for the 4 of us here, other than Taj and Gossip, so Plunge, Chugs, Greg, Taylor, we do a lot of giveaways on stream as best we can. We try and take care of subscribers as best we can. We obviously can't make it just subscriber exclusive. Really do appreciate everybody that subscribes. I split every single payout from this Twitch stream 4 ways, regardless of however many shows people are on. But we split the proceeds because it's about teamwork. It makes the dream work. So thank you for everybody that subscribed tonight. I did see a handful in there. Oliver Maroney, big ups to you. Love that. So please do subscribe if you can. It helps us out. It helps us pay for the StreamYard links and everything. So trust the pastas. You're on the hook for getting me your ETH address. All right, here we go. Zodiac. That's what we're going to roll the third one. And we got one more. Gen City 16. Gen City 16. Following since 527. Love it. Love it. Gen City 16. Got to hit us with that ETH address, not in the chat, but in my DMs somewhere. And last but not least, should we change it up? Should we change up shouldn't be Zodiac. What should we do? What should the new keyword be? Gossip. What should it be? The new keyword for people to type in to be eligible for this last giveaway.
Virgo.
Something tacky.
Virgo? Something tacky?
Something tacky. Yeah. Come up with something weird.
Sagittarius is tough to type.
That's true.
Garbled.
If you spell it wrong, it doesn't count. So
You're right.
Plunge
Plunge might
Googling how
put
to
the
spell
Nightbot.
Sagittarius.
Oh, hell yeah.
Plunge is gonna put the Nightbot the wrong spelling.
No,
Yeah.
I gotta put the right Nightbot spelling in there. So Sagittarius is what you gotta do.
Oh man, only like 3 people are gonna qualify for this one.
Yeah, it might be. And hey, it'll make it that much easier to win. So if you can efficiently spell
I've seen some
Sagittarius.
wrong ones.
I know.
Poor guy.
I've seen a handful too. Sagittarius.
There was
So
a
you have-
couple Zodiacs with K's. I'm not gonna lie,
Oh, yeah.
I saw some of those.
That was
God
God
bless those folks
God,
to make it with a K.
Well, so we wanted to call it Zodiacos, which is like the Greek spelling, because that's who it originated with. And then we thought that might be like too out there.
Right.
less approachable.
Yeah, and there were some funny accents over it. It would make it quite complicated to type it.
That's true. That's true. All right, Sagittarius. We have 60 eligible users so far, which is great. All right, here we go. And I will say before I roll this, we've been lucky and have only had 3 that have hit. If you hit again, we're going to re-roll it because we do want to make sure that there are 4 unique people that get into this. So Sagittarius, we're going to roll this now. Ready? Malik Sealy 51. Malik Sealy 51. Congratulations. Again, you're on the hook for getting me your ETH address, DM in some way. Gossip, Taj, anything that you didn't hit on that you want to make sure people, audience, obviously there's 100-ish people here. There are going to be more on the YouTube link lives forever. People can go and watch this, and certainly in Squanchland and the Waves Discord and Divine, in your Discord as well. Like, we should definitely send out that link and say, hey, if you didn't see this, watch the end of the stream starting at whatever timestamp that you guys came on. Anything else that you want to make sure everybody knows about the project, or kind of final parting thoughts?
I mean, I think we've probably established all the key points, in our very professional pitch deck. But I would say that from an art perspective, it's been super interesting working on this, because this is my first venture into like really partnering closely with product and engineering to figure out how do you like leverage kind of the best of art with the best of engineering to produce things at scale. And having now kind of gone through this like very harrowing experience, and knowing how it works behind the scenes, so it's a lot less abstract and a lot less intimidating. I think this is a very trite thing to say, but we have not even like scratched the surface of what's possible with NFTs. And I think we're going to look back at what we're doing now the same way we look back at like medieval medicine, which is like, why the fuck were they putting leeches on people? Which is to say, like, it's really fucking crazy what's possible and what's out there. And there is more than enough manpower to be doing it. And so I think this project's really cool because we are starting to scrape the surface at personalization, at like a certain kind of more refined aesthetic that we're not seeing out there. And that the fact that like, okay, clearly, I don't think anyone could have ever anticipated that like avatars would start yielding people millions of dollars in basically producing like Twitter profile pictures. And right now they're very like, I totally get it's like sports. It's like you have an in-group identity. Like you're part of the apes. You find a visual that resonates with you. You find a cat that you like, and that's yours. But it's still fairly impersonal. It's like finding a random image that you like and then saying that's my identity. And I think with this project, obviously, like it's still randomized in the minting process, but we're creating things that have the capacity to be a lot more like unique and personalized and almost like tokenized to the individual. And I think like we will start to see in the future probably more projects that are starting to basically like leverage the best of apes and cats and all of those with this kind of attempt to try and get more and more personal. Because if it is an avatar at the end of the day, the goal is to have this like unique tokenized representation of you. And so like, it's not like we've now reset the playing field, but I do think we're a step closer to trying to arrive at this point where like we are into something new, which is like we are trying to find another way to kind of like tokenize your identity online in like a much more personalized and aestheticized sense. So it's not like we've mastered it, but I do think we've like set some new ground there.
Yeah, and this is comment stuck out to me. More innovation in the smart contracts. There was a super interesting thread. I don't know if you guys saw it yesterday or the day before. Someone was essentially like looking into all of the recent avatar generation projects, smart contracts, to see sort of who had done what and what innovation, if anything, was there. And it was sort of very, very curious for me as someone who doesn't code, who like I have a working understanding of how the guts of some of this stuff works, like at a very surface level, to see like how people apply different mechanisms and functions to like innovate in the space and build on what other people have done before them, which is a very like blockchain thing to do, right? Like it's all open source. You can go figure out what's there and you can work together to sort of push it forward. You can copy paste, which some people do. And you can not do that, which or you can do that and then flavor it in a meaningful way and add flavor to it, which is cool. So that was sort of interesting to see some of that as well. But I really appreciate and that's what you said resonates with me, and I think it resonates with the chat as well. So I think we should cut it there. We've been going just about 2 hours now. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for hanging on with us, guys. And hopefully, the project is a resounding success. I'm not sure if I have to do financial disclosures, but like I minted 3 right around the time that it got.
I think I minted 2.
I think I minted.
I got 2.
2. Taylor's still got time.
Taylor's not raising his hand.
Still got time. So yeah, I don't have that much ETH, so I can't quite do that. But really hope the best for you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing what mine are, and if folks end up with Leos or like a Leo, hit my DMs.
Hit me up.
Hit my DMs.
Before, real quick though, Plunge. Like before we roll out, I do have something for our guy Bakra. He's watching right now. Mm-hmm. He was actually like, I mean, he's been really into the Divine Zodiac project, and I think was the first person who brought it to my attention. But it's unrelated, but he's watching. I got a little something that I need to reveal for him. So hold on.
Is it another jersey?
Shut up, Greg.
How many jerseys did you order?
Just shamelessly pumping these jerseys.
All right. Here we go. Just for Bakra. We got his right here.
God. It's a jersey that says his name.
Well, I mean, it's his. And here's the other one for you, buddy.
Oh man.
He's in Canada, and the shipping was apparently kind of tricky in Canada. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna order yours for you because he's like one of the founding guys of this, and I'll just forward it on to him. So I just wanted him to get to see it. So that was it. He's like I said, I don't know if he's talked to you guys directly. Maybe has he talked to you guys directly? He's like really high on y'all's project for what it's worth.
Yeah, we've spoken a little bit. Yeah, okay. And again, really appreciate all of your support and having us on here. You guys are great. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, no problem. So with that, Taj, Gossip, good luck with everything. We'll be cheering you on from the sidelines. And boys, we will talk next week, same time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Later, everybody.
All right. See you guys.